Hey y'all, welcome to Checkyamental with Jay, a visual podcast where I speak the importance of mental health, whether in today's society or sharing my personal experiences. If this sounds like something you're interested in, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss when I post another video. So y'all, today I wanted to talk about something that I always knew that I did to myself, and I do it unconsciously, but I was reminded the other day that I do it to myself a lot. And so in today's video, I wanted to talk about this specific thing because I feel like A, I'm not the only one who does this, and B, I feel like talking about this maybe can help someone else realize that they do the same thing without really knowing that they're doing it. So today I'm going to be talking about self-sabotaging. Now, I'm about to read y'all what it means because some people might not know exactly what it means. But to self-sabotage means to deliberately block or damage something so that it doesn't work as intended. Saying or doing something to get into your own way. It can happen consciously or unconsciously. Self-sabotaging behaviors affect not only your personal life, business life, but also your mental health. So, I am great at self-sabotaging. I feel like now that I realize that I do it, I'm starting to work on it daily. Especially when it comes to something I want to do. Perfect example, this YouTube channel. So, I had this idea for this YouTube channel years ago. When I tell you years ago, I still have old books that I've like written like mental health stuff and notes and what my first video is going to be like, my second video is going to be like, whatever. I have notes on top of notes of things that I wanted to do with this channel. I put this channel off for so long, and it's all because I was in my own head. You know, I went from having thoughts of, what am I doing YouTube? Like, everybody gonna think I'm like everybody else that want to be on YouTube, and oh, now she got something to talk about. Like, I had all these negative thoughts just playing in my head, things that nobody really said, but that I figured, or I thought maybe later on down the line people would say about me making a YouTube channel. And so I went for a long time saying, yeah, I'm gonna do it, wrote down some more notes, did some more things, and set up some more, and never actually sat down and recorded a video. But I had all these ideas in my head. But with these ideas in my head, I also had another side that was like, yeah, no, don't do no YouTube channel. Like, people gonna talk about you, and then you want to get on here and be vulnerable. First of all, you're not even vulnerable, so now you want to come on YouTube for all these people to see and watch you be vulnerable. Like, nah. Self-sabotaging at its finest. At least now, I don't so much care about what people say about me or what I do and how I do it, because everybody's gonna have an opinion about you. It is what it is. If you decide that you're not gonna do something because of someone's opinion, or you're not gonna follow through with whatever it is that you want to do because you're afraid of what people are gonna say, you're never gonna do anything. So I actually had to realize that, like, okay, well, that part you have to let go of, because people always gonna have something to say about you. This YouTube channel was definitely something that I self-sabotaged, but you know, I got over it. If you ever find yourself questioning your life's purpose, or you know, sitting around thinking, damn, like, what is my life? Like, what's my purpose here? Like, what am I supposed to be doing? Because I don't feel like I'm doing enough anyway. That is another form of self-sabotaging. You always question who you are, what you're supposed to be, because you don't feel like you're doing all that you need to be doing. Listen, there's another way to go about with that than to sit around and feel sorry for yourself. Get up. Do little things that you want to do. You know, if you decide, you know what, I've been saying I was going to go to the gym, go ahead and go get you a gym membership. You know, if you're like, damn, I do have this camera and I want to talk about this camera because I love taking pictures, go ahead. Pick yourself up, go start taking pictures of random stuff down the street. Then you start seeing that now you're building a habit of things that you want to do, and then it's going to become like an everyday thing for you now, because I'm finally doing what I want, instead of sitting in your negative thoughts and thinking, damn, what is my life? Like, I don't feel like I'm doing anything here. Questioning your purpose. What am I living for? Like, this is not going right. That's not going right. You know, I want to, and you know, the sad part is, it's the people that are actually doing really good for themselves that think like this. it bothers me to see that, because it's like you don't even see your own potential. You don't even see how great you're doing. Why are you not cheering yourself on instead of you sitting here depressed every day because you're constantly thinking about the future and what does that look like for you? And yes, everyone should have a plan for their future. Everyone should be like, okay, this is where I see myself in this amount of time, and this is what I want, and this is what I want for my kids, and this is what I want. Everyone should have that plan. But I also feel like it's super important that you take in the moment that you're in, because guess what? You stressing something 4 or 5 years from now, who's to say you even gonna live 4 or 5 years? You don't know that. So I'm not against planning for the future. I feel like everybody needs to have a future plan. However, you stress yourself out and get into a depressive state when you're constantly stressing the future. Sometimes you just need to be into the moment. Make sure that what you did for today is I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish for today. I did this. I did my part here. I did what I said I was going to do. And then you move on to the next day when you're blessed to be granted that next day. Because none of us know how long we're really here for. The whole self-sabotaging thing, downing yourself, not feeling like you're good enough, not feeling like you're worthy enough for certain things, not feeling like you're even capable of achieving certain goals or being someone that you said dreamed out to be. I feel like all that negative thought needs to be pushed back. Let that go. Let it go. That's the only way you're going to find some type of peace. That's the only way your mental health is going to be at a standstill. Like, you literally need to refocus. And I had to do that for myself too, because self-sabotaging was my thing. When I did self-sabotage, I was doing it to kind of like not to protect myself, but to kind of prepare myself for what can happen or what could possibly become of something. But that's not healthy neither. And I had to realize that that's not something healthy for you to be doing. So check that. And you're going to go about things like this now. And you're going to do things this way now. Because all I was doing was stressing myself out. All I was doing was telling myself that I didn't deserve to be happy. Telling myself that I didn't deserve to just let things flow and let things be. No, I always had to be on top of something. Like, I always had to be 10 steps ahead because I never know. And I always had to... And I was stressing myself. I was stressing myself, driving myself crazy. Now that I decided that, you know what, I know what I'm doing and I need to figure out how not to do this, I've been chilling. That's what I want for you guys. I want for you guys to not stress. I want for you guys to not take things too seriously, not make yourself depressed, because we are our biggest critics. We can fall into depression on our own just by overthinking, just by having negative thoughts, just by keeping people around us that are negative. We are the ones that's doing it to ourselves majority of the time. You don't need to add more drama, more stress to yourself from yourself. Okay? And it's so funny because I have a lot of people in my life who self-sabotage. And that's why I think that is normal, because I'm so used to people talking like that. Even though that's not good too. You gotta check your circle. I gotta check my circle. Anyway, when you use depressive talk to talk to yourself, big time self-sabotaging. And when I say depressive talk, I mean like using words like never, I can't, I won't. Those are depressive talks. So saying like, I'm never gonna fall in love because I'm not lovable, or I'm never gonna be able to make $1 million because I'm not good at making money. Talking depressive talks like that could really mess with your mental. I know for me, I used to talk like that a lot. Like, I'm probably never gonna get this. Like, mind you, manifesting is my thing. Everything that I've wanted so far, I've gotten. There's also a side of me too that I'm very doubtful of myself. Like, yeah, I know I said I was gonna do that, but maybe not. Or I know I wanted that to happen, but it's probably not gonna work out the way I wanted to anyway, so just forget it. Just forget it. I love to self-sabotage is my relationships. And I noticed that this is something new that I do. I think, you know, in my past, I was never like this, in the sense that, like, when things were good, even if things were bad, I wanted them to be good. Like, I never looked at the bad in the situation. Like, I wanted there to be good. But now I feel like when I'm dating or when I'm talking to somebody or whatever the case may be, I'm very like waiting for the moment. Waiting for that moment that he's going to do something, say something. I don't know, eat wrong, look away, I don't know. But I'm waiting for something to go wrong for me to be like, yep, that's it right there. Now I'm out. I gotta go because look at that. No, I don't like that. That's not it. Like I'm waiting for something to go wrong. And that isn't a talking stage. I feel like now when I'm dating, it's like everything's going so good, it's going so great. And then it's like I start to slowly overthink little things that maybe he will say, overthink little things that maybe he did or would do, and then I'm just like, something's not right here. Like I'm waiting for something to go wrong because it's going so good. And I don't know what that's about neither, because like I said, I wasn't like that before. I feel like before I wanted things to be so good all the time when deep down it wasn't. And maybe that's it too. Maybe because I feel like, no, I've been fooled before. Let me not be fooled again. Like it could just be that whole like protecting myself mechanism that I'm using. But I realized that I do that a lot. Like with my last situation, that's exactly how I was. I self-sabotaged it before it even became anything, to be honest. And then it was just kind of like, I was doing all that for no reason. I was doing all of that for no reason. Overthinking, reading very hard into everything he said, just finding little ways to be like, I'm not doing this. Nope, I'm not doing it. Next, I'm not doing it. But once I realized and once I was told that I was self-sabotaging the situation, I feel like that's when I kind of like started to change and reframe the way I looked at our relationship. And things have been better, all because I've gotten out of my own head, you know. And so, and now that don't mean I'm not woke, because I still got my eye, but things have been better in the sense that, like, you know, I'm not overthinking the situation. I'm not looking for something to be a problem. I'm not waiting for him to do something for me to then be like, oh, there it is right there. See, I knew it, you know. So that in itself, for me, reframing how I look at relationships and how I view the person that, you know, I'm talking to, is like, that's when things became better for me. I was stressing myself out for no reason. And very early on too, which is weird. Why was I doing that? Again, unconsciously, I don't realize that that's what I'm doing. So, okay, so from hearing my stories and my examples of self-sabotaging, if you come to realization like, I think I do that too, or like, yeah, I do kind of self-sabotage, I have 3 things and 3 ways that you can change from self-sabotaging to actually having a more, you know, peaceful, positive thinking. Okay, so the first thing is going to be, start to practice some self-confidence, start to practice self-acceptance, start to just really remember who you are, right? Have an open mind of who you are, because some people are very like, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that, I'm not this, I'm not that. No, be open. I am this, I am that, you know, whatever works for you in saying to make yourself feel better. A lot of self-affirmations, like just get comfortable and be okay with accepting who you are at this moment. That's going to help you a lot with self-sabotaging, because then you won't be able to project negative thoughts onto yourself. So that's one way. The second way is to also reframe your brain, which is basically rethink the way you think. So your outlook on life, your outlook on situations, the way you go about with things, you know, your attitude towards a situation, anything that's going on in your life, just start to look at the more positive than the negative. Because the minute you slip into that negative thought, it's going to be one after the next, after the next, after the next, until you convince yourself that that's really what it is. So definitely retrain your brain into thinking more positively, because that in itself is going to change your self-sabotaging in a whole. The last thing is become comfortable with failure. So self-sabotaging is really just us protecting ourselves from failing. We don't want to fail, so we decide to just shut it down on a whole. So basically, like, if I don't try, I don't fail, which is the worst way to look at things, but that's basically what it is, right? If I decide I'm not going to try this, I'll have no opportunity to fail in it, so that works for me, because I don't want to fail. That fear of failure, that fear of not doing something and then it having an outcome that you're not looking for, or whatever the case may be. Just realizing that failure is natural. Failure is gonna happen. It's gonna come. Let me tell you, you can't run from failure. Whether that's in your business life, whether that's in your career, whether that's in relationships, whether that's in friendships, whether that's in, I don't know, relationship with your family members, like whatever the case may be, something is gonna fail some way, somehow. Like, you can't run from that. So having the fear of failing and the fear of not being or becoming what you want, when you want it, how you want it, it's something that we just have to let go. Because honestly, if that's always our mindset, we're going to continue to not do anything that we truly want to do, and we're also going to stop ourselves from being the best in whatever it is we will, because we're already looking at, this ain't gonna work out, I'm gonna end up failing, and you know what, I'd rather just not do it. I'd rather just not do it anyway, so I could prevent even failing to begin with. So definitely those 3 things are so helpful. Those are 3 things that helped me to get over this self-sabotaging thing I had going on, and they've been working for me so far, so hopefully they work for you as well. So I hope this was a little bit helpful. I hope maybe someone was able to relate to this video. I don't know, maybe it was just me babbling about what I found out about myself, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.